What did it just start?
Yep.
Why did it not go away? This stupid new
awkward.
format. Jesus Christ.
Never mind. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the goddamn Wardcast, your weekly source for gaming news, machinima, survival horror, updates on the ward, and more. I am your shiny host for this week, Alec Funnel. Here is another joke.
Why did the zombies get divorced? Their marriage was dead.
It's great, isn't it? Joining me this week is... well, just for that, I'm not going to introduce you now. It's
Good.
the lunatic Sean Clark.
Hola, hello.
Canadian's top ketchup supporter, Jazz Rich. Okay. And Carmen De La Cruz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, in this episode, we're going to cover Resident Evil 9 leaks and rumors, helpful Germans, Disney music game, Mario RPG game, Doom alarm clock. We'll be doing another Machinima showcase and much more.
Did you say Mario RPD?
RPG.
Okay, I heard RPD. I was like,
They might be doing an RPD. We just have to determine what an RPG is.
what? Robot Chicken did that already.
Merger.
Okay. But yeah, before we get into any of that and get into sleep mode, hey Sean, how was your week?
Before we get into sleep mode,
Yeah.
my week was okay. I watched a couple of things as I usually do. I watched Beetlejuice finally. It was it's all right. I watched We Live in Time. That was pretty good. Very sad. And had a couple shows in the background going. Tacoma FD and F is for Family. And I played some games. Played some video games. I played Stellar Blade a lot. I beat it twice. I got the platinum. And I got most of the costumes. A modern video game with unlockables that are in the game that you don't have to buy. What? That doesn't exist anymore.
What?
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 They did add a couple of things in updates, but like everything that they added was free. So that's how you do it. That's okay. I'd still rather it on the disc, but if you're going to add shit, like make it free. So there's about like 50 plus costumes in that game, and then over 70 with the color and design variations. So, and all of it's free. So that's amazing. It's not like fucking Dead or Alive where you have to spend $2,000 to get all the outfits, but you know, whatever.
$2,000 is way more than that.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, by now, yeah, I don't know if they've been like adding more costumes, but at the time that we covered it, when we were talking about it, I think it was $2,000 to get all the costumes, which is still why.
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit.
Who's playing Dead or Alive now?
Probably plenty of people. Fighting games live on forever. But they also added a new game plus mode, which was really cool. It wasn't kind of your shitty like afterthought kind of a thing where they just kind of tack it on. Like, here's this shitty feature that should have been part of the game, you know, out the gate, and then they give it to you later. Like this one, they actually put time and effort into making it worthwhile. So like there's incentive to go through the game again and like not just rush through it to get your trophy or whatever. Like 20 or so of the costumes you have to unlock through New Game Plus mode if you want to get the variations in the colors. And then like every piece of equipment that you can unlock in the base game, you can re-unlock, and it's like beefed up versions, like they retooled them to be better, which is really cool. So there's a lot of incentive to go through the game again, which I appreciate when they do things like that. Yeah, really, really, really liked it a lot. Was very excited for it for a very long time since they announced it. It came out. It didn't disappoint. So good job. We got a good video game in the modern era. It's rare, but it happens sometimes. But there is one thing I'm going to complain about. And that is it was censored. And I mean, everything's censored these days. But like this is one of the costumes. On the left, you can see the boobies a little bit more. There's more skin. On the right, it's a little bit harder to see it, but on the bottom half of her boobs, they added like a little shield so you can only see half of her boobs. Like, why? Like, what is the point of even doing a censor like that? Like, who? I know Alec is disgusted right now. He can't handle it.
I can't tell beyond the green.
Like, yeah, I couldn't find a good picture of it, but on the bigger picture, you see how there's kind of like there's 4 pockets that kind of show her boobs. The bottom 2 got covered by fabric.
Yeah.
It's just white instead of skin color. Like who the
What
no.
is the point of that?
point?
So she's
That's what
wearing
I'm
a
saying.
bandeau.
Like, who is that for? Like why?
She's-
I don't understand. What does
She's
that
wearing-
really change?
You can still see the top bit.
It basically
Mhm.
says she's wearing a bra because there's like literally like it looks like there's a bandeau underneath, which would just be like the, you know, like strapless, like just literally like it's a band.
Yeah, you can't have the boobies free. It's not allowed. And then I came across this when I was looking for images, and like this is why I talk about shit like this, because like this is a stupid joke, but like ultimately like this is like if we don't talk about stuff like this is how things progress. It's like, okay, why are you complaining? It's not that big of a deal, blah 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 blah. And yeah, well, that's true, it's not that big of a deal right now, but like next time they try to do a censorship like this, like how bad is it going to be? And then if we don't talk about it then and they keep escalating things, like eventually it is going to be that patch 1.3 and they're just going to cover up everything and we're not going to see anything. And then it's going to get to the point where like making something more revealing is going to be completely taboo. And like we shouldn't allow things to get that bad. Censorship is not good. So stop it. And then they also censored, again, it was hard to find images of this, but they toned down the gore quite a bit. It used to be that when you would like, there's these kind of quick time event finisher moves in the game. When you're fighting a boss, she'll like fucking cut the boss into pieces and like cut him in half and shit, and blood spraying everywhere. And it used to cover her. Like if you look carefully at that image on the left, you can see she's like covered in blood, which is a really cool effect. But on the right, that's what it looks like. She no longer gets covered in the blood. Again,
It's more accurate.
there's still, yeah, because that would totally happen. If you cut open a fucking beast right above you, no blood would come down and cover you at all.
Next time you go to wash your car, just stab a beast in half. You know.
It's just stuff like that just annoys me. Like it looks better. It looks cool. It makes sense. There's gore happening. So like adding that level of realism, like it just looks cool. And I appreciate little details like that. So for them to remove that again, like what is the benefit? There's still blood. There's still a ton of blood behind the character model. So like removing the blood off of the character model, like what does that accomplish? Who is that for? I don't understand.
Does it maybe, hear me out, does it make it run smoother because there's less things being rendered?
I doubt it. I mean, it can't take much processing power to put one additional layer of color and texture on a character model. There's no way.
Do they allow raindrops to land on her? or is that something they have to do after the patch? So
It's a
she
good-
doesn't look wet.
It's a good question. I don't know.
You should find out,
don't know.
Weatherman.
Yeah. I'll investigate. But yeah, that was the only thing. Outside of the censorship, really, really good game. It's really long. There's a lot of content. There's lots to do. The story was good. Graphics are amazing. Everything about it was really, really cool. Highly, highly recommend getting that game. And since everyone was giving Cold Fear a hard time, I finally sat down and I played through the whole game. The whole thing. I
Sean.
did it. And initially, I was starting to agree with you guys a little bit about it being shit because like I haven't played it for a long time and I just kind of remember from like when I did play it appreciating those things, and initially it was kind of rocky. I'll give you that. But I don't know. I still like after a while, after getting used to kind of like the shittiness, like the jank, there's a lot of jank and there's a lot of questionable mechanics and stuff like that. But again, it's an older game. It's a survival horror game. Jank is a part of that generation of horror games. So like you have to take it with a grain of salt. So like
Like salt.
you have to give it a chance. Well, you don't have to give it a chance, but you should give it a chance.
I gave it 2.
I gave it a chance.
How much did you play?
I played a good 20 to 30 minutes. So
That's not enough because I was pretty against the game probably for a good hour. Like there was good in it, but like in terms of the gameplay and some of the stuff that was going on, I was like, oof. But again, it's coming from all the other survival horror games that I've played over, decades that I'm comparing it to, like whether I want to or not, that's happening in my mind where it's like, oh, this thing sucks compared to X, Y, and Z. Those are things that you're processing, even if you're like not trying to look at it through that lens, it's happening. So like you kind of have to push yourself to kind of get over that kind of shit. Or at least I think you should, because it's a good game. It's not a great game, but I think it's good. It's interesting. There's some cool little mechanics with the combat that I thought were really cool. Like we talked about the game kind of having this like boat mechanic where it's kind of tilting back and forth and you're kind of sliding around and stuff like that, which again, there's pros and cons to that. Yeah, it can be inconvenient and annoying and because it's messing with you being able to play the game, but that's the point. It's there to be another obstacle to overcome. And one of the things that you can do, I don't even know if you guys realize that you can do this, but there's a mechanic in the game where like if you're against a wall or by like a railing or something like that, you can press a button and you'll kind of brace yourself, so you're like holding on, so you're no longer like sliding around and shit like that. And like while you're doing that, you can still engage in combat. Like it changes the way that you shoot. Like you have one hand on the railing and then you kind of single-handed point your gun. Like normally you're doing like the two hands, like typically when you're aiming, but when you're holding the railing, you're just kind of like holding the pistol out like gangster style, like Leon does in Resident Evil 2.
You're like rail shooting.
Rail shooting.
Ah.
But I just thought that was kind of a interesting, unique little detail that they put in there. It never really comes in handy. I never had to use that mechanic once, but again, it's like an experimental kind of thing that they put that in there. Like I like that they were trying to do something new and interesting. Maybe they just didn't know how to implement it well, unfortunately.
So the only cool
that's
thing
cool.
they put in there.
It's not the only cool
useless.
thing, and you can use it. Again, it's like it's the fact that they tried. At least they tried to do something interesting. Most companies don't even do that. And you can use that mechanic. And even if you like, you can use it. Like there are points where it does make sense to use it, like not in terms of combat, but in terms of like holding, like bracing yourself so you're not moving around. You're not sliding around on the boat. So like you do use it, just not to the fullest extent that they probably intended you to. And obviously that's a failure on their part. But again, like, who is this company? Darkworks? Like, what have they made? Nothing. So they're probably like a little indie developer. So come on. They tried to do something cool. And you could also use like one of two different aiming methods. Did you guys know you could do that? Did you think it just played like Resident Evil 4?
I blanked most of it out.
I only played it like a week or 2 weeks ago. So yes, I explored all my options, and I was thinking, nope, I'll just watch the entire game.
I became
That
cold and
takes the
afraid
fun.
when I played
Oh,
it.
so you saw the whole thing?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I
hey,
should do that.
at least you did that.
I
But no,
should do
again, it's cool that they did that. Like there's a whole gameplay mechanic where you're playing it like over the shoulder, Resident Evil 4 style, but you can also play it more traditional, like fixed camera angles, like aiming. Like you're kind of static aiming basically, where it's like you can only point straight, you can't aim up and down and stuff like that. Typically, that's how it is when you're playing like Resident Evil 2 or Silent Hill or anything like that. Like you can just aim straight ahead. So you can have that original like old school survival horror gameplay, but you can also play it like more action oriented with like the RE4 style. It's cool that they have the variety in there.
Over the
And
shoulder.
you can move and shoot simultaneously, which is very rare in survival horror games. I know they started doing that more recently when there's like indie studios making survival horror games. They'll put in that kind of a mechanic. But back then, like in that era of horror games, like you could never move and shoot. So again, it's a cool little detail.
Move sideways because of the boat.
Wow.
Bang bang.
And there's a nice little touch where it's like you have to destroy the zombies' heads to kill them because you got to kill the brain. Like that's another thing that you don't really see in zombie games. It's like
Removing the head or
you got to
destroying
shoot, you got to kill you got to shoot them in the head, kind of a thing. But most of the time, it's like you just shoot them 7 or 8 times and they die. But in that game, you can shoot them a million times and they'll never die. They'll keep dropping to the ground, but they never actually die unless you shoot them in the head or you like walk up to them and you stomp their head or whatever. So it's kind of cool. I have notes about this game. All right.
No.
Notes.
But yeah, those are kind of the highlights, I thought. I mean, there's obviously negatives too. There's no map, which irritated me, and the level design of the ship is very confusing. So the combination of being confusing with no map was not great.
The door's locked. Damn it. The door's locked.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And sometimes, like, as you're unlocking the door, when you interact with the door, he'll be like, damn it, the door's locked. And then literally you open it and it's like, wow. All right.
It's locked. Oh.
It was locked. The rain looks amazing, but but it looks too good because there's so much rain happening that it's kind of hard to see what the fuck is going on. So it's kind of a pro and a con. Kind of, yeah, because it's really hard to see, but it looks great. Writing and dialogue are shit again. That's just how it was back then. And yeah, I don't know. It's flawed, but if you want something a little quirky and different in terms of like old school survival horror games, I think it's definitely worth giving it a real chance. A real chance. It's not going to be for everybody, but still, I like it.
It's a 3-hour game. I gave it half hour.
I guess. I suppose.
And I watched the entire thing, and I'm just like, after watching the entire thing, I was like, I'm glad I didn't subject myself to any more of this shit.
I mean, the story.
Watching all the games.
The story's pretty terrible. The story almost doesn't even exist. But
which is like my main reason for playing games.
Yeah, but in that era, like that's how a lot of games like that are. Like fucking Alone in the Dark and. I mean, the only standouts really in terms of like survival horror games that I can think of around then were like Silent Hill and Resident Evil. Like
stories.
Obscure didn't really have a story. I mean, it did, but it was garbage.
You
like
kind
that
of had
was
to
how it was
infer it
back then. So yeah, exactly. See, Lee said appreciate the jank. That's kind of how it was back then. It's just like tank controls are technically jank. But like I love tank controls. That's one of my favorite things about survival horror games.
Jank controls.
But most people hate them and it's considered jank. But to me, I think that's a really fun element of survival horror games. So
okay, so with Resident Evil, tank controls, bad, right? Got it. You had to get used to him. Got it. But what kept you going was the good story, the good game.
The amazing voice acting.
Yeah. Cold Fear.
Wow.
Fuck that shit.
Anyway,
Hashtag Team Cold Fear.
show and tell. This is one of them. I played it on my Xbox. I played it on original hardware, and I was looking at the manual, and I'm just like, they have this artwork, like that is way cooler than that. So what the fuck? Why was that not the box art? I don't understand when they do shit like that. But anyways, so this is a complete coincidence, but the developer of this game, Darkworks, I was looking at my other games and seeing what I could do as a show and tell, and I grabbed this, and it's made by the same developer. And like, it wasn't intentional, it just happened to be that way. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But I have like most of the versions of this game. This is the PAL version on the PS2 that I believe Lee got me, and I've also got the PS1 version, all developed by that same developer, by Darkworks, which is weird. Usually they'll have different teams working on different ports, but they did all the versions, including this one, the Game Boy Color version, which is the shittiest. You've played this?
Yeah, I have.
Oh my god. This is the shittiest possible version you could ever play. Even though I haven't played it, but I can tell. It looks fucking terrible. But yeah, I got a really good deal on this. It's actually complete. It's got the manual and everything. And it's in pretty good shape. It's even got like the little tray thing that holds the game. It's getting harder and harder to find any kind of Game Boy game that's complete without paying like stupid amounts of money for it. But yeah,
Can you
Darkworks. They're a terrible developer, but buy their games anyway.
Can you hold up that manual? It's like show that picture
of Cold Fear?
Yeah.
I swear to God, if that's the PAL box, I'm going to be pissed. Nope.
Okay, so that's your manual. All black and white.
Yeah, mine is too.
But you have the picture at the front, that picture, but we don't.
You don't have that? That picture's
Nope.
not in there?
Nope.
What? You guys aren't cool enough to have the artwork. Well, that's a really cool... That piece of art is probably the best part of the whole game. And no one's even going to see it, especially if you're in the UK. You're not allowed to see it. But anyway, I still defend that game. It's bad, but it has charm. And that's survival horror in a nutshell. So anyway, hey Jazz, how was your week? Did you play Cold Fear? Oh, is she frozen? Hey Carmen, how was your week?
Oh no. Well,
Yes.
my week was up and down. So had a rough start, ended on a good note, I think, except for the fact that my car is having it. But I mentioned before the podcast that I'm all consumed, and you guys have heard me talking about it. I've consumed with things probably the past maybe getting near to 4 weeks. And it's very embarrassing, but I love it too much. Miraculous Ladybug, the cartoon that was again the French cartoon that was originally on Netflix and then Disney Plus has it now. I think I forgot to mention last time that I had mentioned that I'd gone through the entire series, but I had also watched the one motion picture movie that they had, which I think I forgot to mention. So I haven't played. Getting to that, what I have played, I'll circle back around to Ladybug, I promise. But what I have played was Lethal Company with all of you.
I played that too. I forgot that was this week.
Right? Alec
like
and Sean
PUBG.
and Jazz and Shayla. I think that was it. I don't think Diz was there this week. but we all played Lethal Company, and that was great. Getting back to Ladybug, I tried a couple of online, a couple of mobile games related to Ladybug. They are so terrible. They are so bad. I regret having downloaded them on my phone, and I was this close to deleting them. They are complete trash. I don't even know the names of them. They're not great, but I can't bear to delete them. So one of them's a runner game, and the other one is like a little action adventure thing, and they're pay to play basically, with like $8 a week subscriptions, just bullshit things that don't even make it fun. But so Ladybug has consumed my entire life, and I've done nothing but watch things and play things related to it. My show and tell is I literally bought a literal toy related to Ladybug, and that is, it's the empty shell, the empty box right here. But this is a kid's dress-up kit. And let me tell you, this thing brings me so much joy. This kid's dress-up kit, right, for $12 off of Amazon. This thing came with a little, I almost dropped her. A little Tiki. She's the little Kwame, which is the little, the little magical thing that gives Ladybug her powers. Tiki, for some reason, they messed up her design where she's supposed to have these little 3 tails or something. I made that with fun. I made the little tail and I glued it on because she just had a butt. And I don't know why she had just a butt, but they...
And you're not allowed to show a butt. Censor it.
I wonder if the tail's got censored.
No. But like, she was not
like
accurate. No, this is a kid's show. This is pure. This has the purest...
It happens in kid shows.
Anyway, so I gave her a little tail because she did not come with one, right? The little dress-up kit also comes. Obviously, you have to dress up in a dress-up kit. So I have a little right. I almost got it in time for Halloween, but it wouldn't have been relevant to games anyway. And little Ladybug earrings. And a Ladybug yo-yo, which the yo-yo actually works better than my actual yo-yo. So I'm going to throw away my actual yo-yo and just keep this for a yo-yo if I want a yo-yo.
You have an actual yo-yo? Who the fuck has an actual yo-yo in 2024?
I do, unless I've already thrown it away. I got to look for it, but I did have an actual yo-yo. So this, oh my gosh, you can't even see it. Actually, this shows how warm it is in here. So this is, hold on. This is, it's a little dress. If you know the, or whatever, this is, she opens up her compact, her little yo-yo, which is she captures the little possessed thing. Little possessed butterfly that possesses the people. This is supposed to be like a dark purple or dark blue, but it's color changing. And when it gets very warm, it turns white. Well, it's so fucking warm in my room that it's like not as dark purple as it should be, because like the air is color changing it because it's so fucking warm in here. And nobody wants to let me have a fan, but this thing brings me so much joy. I cannot explain it. So I've done that, and related to Ladybug and Cat Noir again, for the past 3 days, I've been eating croissants and camembert because nerd that I am. But that's all that I that's all I've been up to. So I'm going to get back to Last of Us, and I'm going to get back to everything that I had started to play on my PS4, especially since my PlayStation membership is about to expire, so I know I should get on that. But it's Ladybug for me, and that is it. So, how is can we
Jazz?
say Jazz's week?
Well, apparently. So my week started having network interruptions regularly every single day, as you just witnessed. Week was stressful. I'm dealing with the aftermath of a name change, so I'm having to remember all the companies that have my legal name on them and have to contact them, which is very stressful because it's very overwhelming, and I don't deal with overwhelming things very well. Me. Yeah. But I bought a lot of games, so wasting money is always a good way to deal with stress. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I was like typing something before, and if I don't finish this sentence, it's gonna drive me nuts.
Uh-oh. Round 2.
Yeah, I think we lost her again.
Alec, how was your week?
Yeah, yeah. So, played Lethal with you guys. I played cat game called Night in the Woods. It came free with the PlayStation Plus, I think, last month.
Wait, did it? Oh, did I miss it? Oh, no.
I think you might be able to still get it, but I'm not sure it's quite your cup of tea. But so basically, you're a 2D cat.
Oh, okay, that's not what I thought it was.
No, I didn't think it would be. You decide to leave college or whatever, go back to your parents' hometown, and you're interacting with characters. You play the instrument for some reason, so you kind of do this kind of Guitar Hero, press this button, time the music kind of thing. And you're just going around investigating a story. And you think, all right, so yeah, play the cat game. I might go back to it, I might not. I also played new to me. I play Fortnite.
Let's see here. So I guess I'm hosting after all. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode.
Bring him back. We could be Fortnite buddies.
You might. Okay. All right.
We could be buddies.
No, I'll tell you the reason why I played Fortnite. All right. You might not want to be Fortnite buddies. All right. So, last week, Jazz brought up that there is a Freedom Town, USA map that Kamala Harris did. Right. So I played that map. I did all the stupid achievements. You need to do all this thing. And then after you've done that, you get onto this, you kind of going on this train kind of thing, skateboard it, and then you arrive on this platform. And there's Kamala Harris fans going, yeah, yada, yada, yada. And there's an open mic. And I recorded it. I was like, vote Trump. And then turned off the game.
That's funny.
And uninstalled Fortnite. So there we go.
Okay, all right. You have redeemed yourself.
I did it just to be a dick.
If you're doing it to troll, that's totally fine. I thought we lost you to the Fortnite abyss.
No, I am not playing that. It was annoying just to try and set up a game. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ.
There's a lot of updates.
How's it annoying? Is it just difficult to do, or
probably I was just doing it wrong or something? But you go to the first thing, it says play, right? So I was pressing triangle to play, and it's like, nope, you cannot. Right, try it again. Nope. Right, okay. Turn off the game, close the game, come back on, play. Okay, you can play.
The fuck?
Yeah.
All right.
You're just glitchy for a second or something. Wait until you
fucking
haven't played
glitchy
for a
for
couple
fucking
months.
map that no one's gonna fucking play. I think I might have been one of only 100 players that bothered to do that shite.
No, I think that maybe like the novelty or curiosity or the somethingness of it. I'm sure it garnered some interest for at least 5 minutes per person.
Yeah, I just literally was trolling it. So, yeah. And it was just funny because he ended up winning. I was like, yeah. All right, show and tell. Because so I played this a couple of weeks ago. It is Burnout 2.
Ooh, that's a
Point
good
of
game.
Impact. I know. I was quite enjoying myself playing this old game. I was like, I kind of want to play Burnout 1 again because it had more things about crashing into things and not trying to get points for it. And it's just like, so maybe if I find Burnout 1 cheap, I'll get it and play
I
it.
think 3 was the best, wasn't it? What, Takedown or whatever? Because didn't they put more effort into like the crashing system?
Yeah, I would say the ultimate gravy with Burnout games would be Paradise. Although with the annoying fucking song at the start. Take me down to paradise. It's like, fucking, I hate that song. So like, right, as soon as it comes onto the game, I'm like, right, mute. Change the radio.
Oh, wow.
Won't you please? Okay.
Yeah, I can't stand it. But yeah, it was good. That was my week. That was my show and
Where's
tell.
your
So,
copy
Jazz.
of Cold Fear, though?
I showed it earlier. It's not my copy, it's Lee's go. He's having it back.
See, from now on, Cold Fear is going to be a part of every show and tell that I do.
Jazz, how was your week? Let's get back to you.
It sucked.
Wow. Wow.
I don't know what part you caught or not.
You had a bad internet and shitty.
And then the internet.
Yeah, ironically,
My
it cut out
bad.
right then. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, basically, since there's going to be background noise because I don't know what the fuck they're doing upstairs, but it's annoying. There's last week I mentioned that I legally changed my name, and then I have all the aftermath to do. So I have to remember everything that I have to change, and then I have to change it, which is very stressful, and I don't deal with stress. I don't know if this part caught on before I disconnected, but video games helps.
Yep. You bought some video games or something. Yep.
I bought some video games. Yeah, so these aren't like my show and tell, but I'm just basically I have mentioned previously that I'm trying to like rebuy the video games that I have digital onto physical so that I own them, but also like I like having shelves with games on them. So I was pretty excited when I was on Amazon and found Amarals for only $15, little man. I love that I had that GIF available to me. $15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. And of course, PS5 upgrade available. So I got the PS4 edition. So yeah, $15. Pretty good deal.
That's one of the many reasons I buy everything that I can on PS4, because like you get a free PS5 version with it, and I know that PS4 will always be a mostly physical platform, unlike PS5.
+4. And then while we were on the podcast last week, I also purchased and had delivered Squirrel with a Gun. So that arrived. It came with, listen, I told Sean, but it came with stickers. And also, you were asking like, what's the point of this physical version? That's the point of the physical version. So stupid. It came with a movie poster.
That's amazing.
So I have to get like a frame and have this like with my movie posters.
I kind of love that.
Just gonna have like Dungeons and Dragons, Titanic, Die Hard, Squirrel with a Gun.
They need to make a movie. I would watch that.
It'd be pretty stupid, but awesome.
Cocaine squirrel with a gun.
Cocaine squirrel. And then I went to GameStop today and I picked up a couple of games. So I picked up like Lies of P. I keep saying I wanted to say Life of
Life
P.
of P. That's the Alec game.
Lies of P because I really wanted to try it, and they had a deal where if you buy a used game, there's another one at 25% off. So I got Forspoken even because it looks pretty good.
Wait. Go back to Lies of P. Is that Prince? Or why does it look like?
It's the letter P.
I know, but why did the guy look like Prince?
It's Pinocchio.
Why did it look like Prince?
I thought it was a girl at first.
No,
I found
it
out it was
looks
a guy
like-
later.
It's
It
Pinocchio.
looks like Prince.
But anyways, Forspoken, it looks really cool. This girl that like is like in the regular like our world, and then she gets like sucked into like a different world that it's a little bit like Horizon style looking in the trailer, and it looks really cool. And then listen, so what I played, I mean like the usual stuff that I played. These are all installed because I finally got myself a fucking external drive for the PS5. What I played was not like specifically a game, which I'm going to show in a sec. Well, it was, but it was a trial. I played a lot of Sons of the Forest with Shayla. We've things like starting to evolve, but like there's really ridiculous looking monsters that are just like not as scary looking as like the spider made of limbs from the first game, and like the big dudes that like charge at you. Like there's a dude that literally is like cat dog, but like both ends are just like torsos, like the top parts of people, and they just like slinky around, and it's so it's creepy when it's chasing you at night, but it's funny because it's just like it's just making like slapping flesh sounds, and it's just ridiculous. But I mean, we've been having fun in the game. You can like we came across like golf carts and gliders that you could just jump off a mountain and then just fly around. And there was a helicopter taking off, so I was just flying in circles, and the helicopter was chasing me, and I was just like, and all the like dudes are on the bottom like trying to get to us, and I'm like flying, and Shayla's getting attacked, and it's a lot of fun. And I would like, I feel like we'd have a lot of fun as a lot of people because you could just do so much more in this game, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm still looking for it on the PSN, and it's not on there for me. So
Yeah, I don't think it actually did get confirmed for PlayStation. I'm sure it will make its way over there at some point, but I don't think there's like a release date for it or anything or confirmation of it.
Really? I thought it was like it's been there.
No, the first one is, but that one took a while too to make its way over from PC to console too. So
Oh. Sons. Oh. I guess I just never really looked for it.
So you
Yeah.
can carry on playing it and complete it, and then you can tell us what to do when we play
There
it
you
on
go.
console.
Yeah, when we all get on the consoles, I will be your guide. I'll like run ahead, get the golf carts, and I'll just like just come like just run over all the deers and stuff. I don't think I played any other new games other than this one. Okay, so I misjudged a game, and as I told Sean I would do, I'm here live today, my fellow friends, to
is
apologize.
it called Fear?
No, never
it.
in my life. To formally redeem the name of this game. Well, I don't know. I haven't played the full game yet. I've only played the trial. You only get an hour, and it's not even like you play up to a specific part. It's not Cold Fear. You play up to a specific part in the game, and then like you're like, oh, you're done. They literally give you an hour. So if like you have to get up and go pee, that time it takes away from your fucking trial. Yes, you idiots.
Bastards.
So I played a trial of a game that I said I would not get, that I said I would not play, and then I went and bought the game.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because the trial was actually good. I actually enjoyed it. Although
I've seen clips.
you spend so I said what I think one of the main reasons I said I didn't particularly care for it. One, part of me thought it was a remake. Don't know why. And two, I prefer Chloe over Max, and so I was like, well, if it's just Max, I don't really care. And then I'm like playing it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm starting to remember like how the Life is Strange games are. Like, you start off, and it's just like oh, this person has a little adventure and a little sappy thing, and then like things start up. But then like when things were starting to get like, okay, it's getting into like the interesting things, I had like 5 minutes left of the trial, so I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm gonna go get the game tomorrow. I didn't even want to wait for Amazon. I was like, I'm going to fucking GameStop. So I got it, and I have a couple of things that I wanted to share regarding the game. So I find these things to be good. I don't know how you guys are gonna take it. I have a feeling I know how Sean's gonna respond, but hear me out, okay? So, and I'm gonna use Last of Us 2 as an example here.
Uh-oh.
Spoilers. I mean,
The game has a setting that allows you to put on triggers, like trigger warnings for specific things, and you can choose like which ones to turn on, and you can choose if you want to have the game give you like a heads up, like pause kind of pop up that be like, hey, this is about to happen, and you just click okay. I'm gonna share my screen for a sec, but I just gotta make sure to open the thing that I want to do, because I took a screenshot. I thought it was interesting. And again, Last of Us 2 is my example specifically because of a certain Abby scene that I did that just happened, and I did not like, and I don't like that kind of content, and and I'm not.
Nobody wanted that content.
No, but I don't like to see that kind of content.
know.
It makes me uncomfortable, and just come out and say it. Surprise butt sex.
Cowboy butt
I
sex.
want to wait till Sean has a drink in his mouth. Entire screen over here. All right, so this is straight up a screen. Well, this is straight up a screenshot from the settings. So you have like brightness, blood, violence, suicide, abuse, drugs, sex, transphobia. Some of these I'm like, okay, first of all, transphobia I understand. Like that. If it was just like the trans thing, I'd be like, you know what kind of game you're getting into when you play Life is Strange. If you've played all the other ones, it's got that content. But transphobia, I would understand why people would want that warning, because people are sensitive. Just we have to deal with that. The fact that you can have selective and not just one trigger warning for everything, I really like that. And then again, the sex warning, the drugs, depending on how hardcore, but if you've played 2 where they're literally working in a weed factory, it's kind of like, okay, you know what you're getting into. The volume warning and the brightness warning for somebody with post-concussion syndrome, I absolutely love that. And I put those 2 on, and I tried them during the trial. It just like, it's a really quick little pop-up that you just hit A and you're like, okay. And then I could just like partially take my headset off, because like they start a scene and it's like Max's inner thoughts, or it's like music and it's like and so it doesn't like instantly like make you make you react, or the bright light, and I could like brace myself, because that like it's it like can trigger a headache or can trigger migraines, and I don't like those. So I actually really liked, I wish that more games would include that, but like not to have them all on automatically. Like this game has a mode where you can have like, you can select which triggers affect you mostly, like.
I love that. And I also, for someone who's nearly broken headphones because I literally threw them off my head from loud sounds, I'm loving this. I'm
You can
absolutely.
It, like the screen before it, like the screen before it, I think it gives you the option to even like not show it, like it'll skip it or something. So say somebody just had like a family member like commit suicide, and they're playing this game, like they could skip that entirely. Like, I know, you missed part of the story, but again, it allows them to be inclusive without ruining it for like the whole game doesn't change for everybody. So I don't know, like it gives you mixed feelings, but I find that it's cool that you can select whichever ones, like it has individual triggers, right?
I love that. I love
Let's
that.
go,
Sure.
Sean.
I appreciate elements of it, like the brightness one and the sound one. Like I totally get that. I think that's something that is good. I think that's a positive. I feel like most of this can and should be resolved by the rating system, because like most of this we have on the label where it says, oh, this is T for teen or it's rated M, and it'll say it has all these things. It has blood, it's got violence, it's got suicide, suggestive themes, abuse, blah blah blah. So like it's warning you ahead of time. And I feel like that's more important because like before you put your money down on buying this thing, it's telling you, hey, before you buy this thing, here's your warnings that this is in here. And I get that this allows you to turn it off. And I kind of get that to a degree, but also it's like, okay, well, you have the writers writing a story that are telling a narrative that includes these things that are for some people and are not for some people. So it's like, I feel like you kind of owe it to the writer to a degree to like buy into this story that they're telling, to just kind of pull out the pieces that you are offended by or whatever, kind of destroy it. It pokes holes in the story from a narrative perspective. So like that's kind of shitty to just experience the elements of somebody's story that you want. You know what I mean? Like I get that it does offend certain people, but my pushback to that is just like I feel like we're just things like this are enabling people to become more and more sensitive to things, and it's making more and more things not okay to even
Or
make. You know what I mean? Like, or it's going to make companies like shy away from writing or including elements like that because some people are so sensitive that they don't want to be subjected to this kind of stuff. And then instead of just having content for certain people and that can or cannot consume those things, we're just kind of slowly eliminating it out of the picture entirely. Because like that's the result of it. Like that's what
or hear me out.
cause and reactive stuff like that. But I do get the things that you're saying, like why there is some positive in there, and that is for certain people that is great. I'm just looking at it more broadly and like how it affects the space and other people and the way that people consume content and stuff like that. That's my personal concern.
I have a direct counter to that.
Okay.
Let's say that it empowers writers that so let's say that I'm a writer who wants to write edgier, darker things that would have a lot of ordinarily content warnings, something that has a lot of darkness or controversial topics or just hard topics. And I don't necessarily want to have to dumb down my entire I don't want to have to dumb down my entire story. I don't want to have to make that world anything less than the shit fest that it's meant to be, to highlight that there is this shit in this world that I've created. I now don't have to, let's say, like water down or whitewash my story, because there is this option that it can be opted in and out of, and I can make it as messed up as I want. And if it's a little bit like if you don't want to watch it, then you don't have to, but it's more selective. I'll still get those sales. Those people will still buy my product, but I can write it to my heart's content, and they can consume only 83% of it if that's their deal. And if they miss a little snippet of dialogue because they can't handle that, then that's all right. But maybe it's implied elsewhere where you kind of get it without having to be subjected. I mean, the consumer would get it without having to be subjected to, let's say, the graphic depiction of it, which might be triggering to some people. And also, hey, guess what? Maybe we are more sensitive, or maybe we're just acknowledging now in this day and age that people always have had or do have these experiences where they might feel triggered. And so they could still, like, if I had someone in my life where, you know, let's say somebody recently in my family committed suicide or something like that, and it's triggering to me, and I'm already a fan of the series. I already want to. I'm desperate to
Exactly what I
see
just
how
said.
this. Yeah, I'm agreeing that. I'm just agreeing.
It's just like I just feel like everything is so complicated now because of all the amount of sensitivity that there is,
Oh,
and
oh,
like there's no like for the most part, like we have the rating system for like to some extent for that reason. It's like, why is this M?
but
Suicide,
I but
drug
I think
abuse, things like that.
we're
So like you look at the box and it's like, okay, that offends me personally, so I'm not going to watch this. But like usually when we're talking about like themes like this, like touchy subjects and stuff like that that are kind of edgy or might offend certain people, usually if they're in there, they're worthwhile. They're there for a purpose because they're trying to tell a story around that thing. So like
true.
if you were to pull that out, it's going to damage how you experience that
Mm,
story in an
true.
impactful way, or it's not a very good story to begin with.
But where I was going with that is that I would rather, if you know, like Jazz was saying, if I'm like a fan of this story or this series, and I miss out on parts, and I get like 83% of the picture, 83% of the content by clicking on or off these things, and I would rather have a partial story than no story at all and be excluded from that. And meanwhile, you as the producer of the project, the developer, the writer, the whoever, you got 100% of my money, and I got most of the percent of the thing that I wanted. I see that as a win-win.
Anyways, gonna move on. I thought it was a cool thing, but there's a couple more cool things. I'm just gonna move on to this because I know we're already like almost at 1 hour. Um yeah, so there's not the thing to take off the content. You just there's that pause. I forgot that I had a little video of that too. Uh like
Just one more thing I wanted to add in terms of like the trigger warning thing too is just real quick is like the only other thing that I would say is bad is the fact that like if you turn on these warnings, it's going to spoil things for you. You know what I mean? It's going to be like, okay, well, you go into this room and it's like, bam, suicide warning or whatever. You know what I mean? Like clearly, I know what's about to happen to some extent in this next scene, and that could really take away the impact. Like even if you can't take it out or whatever, you know, you're going to experience this thing, and it's going to be, you're still going to see the thing you don't want to see, and all the impact's going to be taken out. You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, well, there's spousal abuse in here or whatever. Like they give you that warning, so you know what's going to happen in the next scene. But if there's like a scene playing out and it's like all of a sudden, bam, this dude fucking punches his wife in the face, like that impact that scene is supposed to deliver to the audience is completely removed. You know what I mean? Because like you already knew this was coming, and that shock value that's supposed to give you is gone, and you're still consuming it anyway. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
And same when the subtitles come on too fast.
Yeah. Oh God, I hate that so much.
yeah, the only other cool thing I wanted to bring up is that the you can change the font from default to apparently dyslexia friendly, which I think separates it a little bit more. So it's
Mhm.
easier to read for people with dyslexia, which I've never seen in games.
Yeah, I saw that for the first time in Silent Hill 2. I thought that was
There's
pretty
an
cool.
actual dyslexic font that is available on Kindle and other things, which it's not just the spacing, but it's also the thickness of the letters and stuff like that to kind of
No,
make.
it's not the spacing. Instead, it separates like it makes it like it just separates the letter from not from each other, but just separates it a little bit. Like it's I was flipping back and forth in the video because I was trying to see the difference. You can just adjust like everything to make it so much more easier on you. you can lower the hint frequency if it's too much, because like if you've played the games, you basically know. Whoop, no, stop. You basically know how the game runs and like what it does. So
Yeah, I'm kind of. I had an internal struggle when I was playing Silent Hill 2 because of that. Like that was the first. Like I know Last of Us games typically have a lot of accessibility options, and I I feel like it's probably better than not, because it does allow people, with disabilities to be able to play games and stuff, and that's important. But at the same time, it does bother me on some level that it does kind of break the game to some extent. Like Silent Hill 2, there's so much shit that you can adjust that will allow different people to play it, but it also, there's so much that you can change that you can literally break the game. Like you can go from having zero HUD where you can't, there's no aiming reticule, there's no indication as to when you can pick something up. You're just totally immersed in the environment and exploring and figuring out what you can do and shit like that. And then there's the opposite end where it's like you can have giant fucking intrusive icons. Like you can increase the size of your reticle so it's easier to aim and shit like that. You can have big fucking flashing icons that show you when you can pick up an item and stuff like that. And like it's nice to have the flexibility of like picking what works for you. But ultimately, like when you have those options, like why wouldn't you pick the easier path? You know what I mean? Like if I have these options to just make the experience quicker, faster, and easier to get through, like, most people are going to want to do that. Like, even if I don't want it, if it's there, like I'm kind of compelled to use it because it's just going to make things easier for me, even at the cost of the experience of the game. So like there's pros and cons to that as well. Like it is good and it's important for some people, but there's a cost to it.
Yeah. Gonna quickly wrap up my week. So to answer you, Lead, no, I didn't get the Steelbook. I just got the regular game. And I do have an official show and tell. It's you.
What? You got my action figure.
Just yesterday, Beth was in my room. She saw my Hot Fuzz Nicholas Angle pop figure that I showed you guys a couple weeks ago, and she said it was cool. And I was like, yeah, now I just need to find the Shaun of the Dead one. And then I was at GameStop and I was like, fuck, there it is.
That's awesome.
And he's got the cricket bat.
That's so cool. I've never seen that one before.
Yeah, he kind of looks like you too.
We are the same.
If you had a hat, it's you. So yeah. Now I have Sean and Nick Engel. The fusion
That's
pops.
Cool.
I just like how it's just like Sean. What makes this movie like so much better is that they spelled Sean right.
Yeah.
I know. I love that. So
I guess
the only other time I've seen
spelling.
it.
Anyways, that's my week, and yeah, sorry.
No, sorry. It's good. It's good discussion, and I feel like
I just had to officially redeem the game because I feel like I instantly shut it down when you brought it up the first time. I was like, no, I'm not getting that, and then I saw.
I was almost more excited for you than for me. I was like, and you're like, nah, and I'm like, oh.
I honestly thought it was a remake, and then when I saw the trial, I was like, I'll try the remake, and then I was like, this isn't a remake. Where's Chloe? I was like, why is she wearing a hat? And I was like, why did they change so much? Like, why is she wearing a toque? Why is it snowing? Where is everybody? Who's this girl? Is this Chloe? And I'm like, oh, okay, this is a completely different game.
Yeah, you should talk about it again after you spent more time with it. I'm curious. I hope it's good.
I want to play Life of P, but yeah, I'm gonna probably play it later or tomorrow. I'm off Monday too, so anyways, yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Right, time for some noodles.
Noodles?
Yeah. All right, a doom good reason for Nintendo Alamo.
I put these in the order that you gave me because they're not numbered. So
fine, we'll do Prime Gaming. Just gotta find it. Which
I'm sorry, you didn't. You normally number them, but you didn't this week.
Ooh, Super Meat Boy.
Look, it's been a while since I did news.
Sir,
That's
what?
fair.
It's been a while. What?
All right, so Amazon Prime Gaming 24 free games in November.
What?
Amazon. What's up with you?
What the fuck is Sir Whoop?
I don't know. So, Amazon has revealed the next batch of free PC games that is available through its Prime Gaming service. I didn't actually know there was a Prime Gaming service, but I still don't want to go play any of this shit because I can. play it on
Amazon
other
has to
things.
have it all, man.
I've had
Yeah.
Prime for years, and I did
Oh.
not know.
You see that?
Sick.
Blade of Darkness.
Darkness.
So 24 games in total. As a reminder, once you claim the free games from Prime Gaming, they are yours to keep forever.
Forever.
Even if your subscription expires. Up yours, Sony. I had to admit that. You know, if my PSN runs out, I have to get another PSN in order to play the PSN games I downloaded.
Yeah, see, back in the day, this is one of the things that I used to praise Xbox for. Like, they had the games with gold. Everything that you got for free through games with gold, you got to keep forever. So, like, if you just let your subscription die out, every game that they ever gave you for free, you still own, which was really cool. They stopped doing that during the Xbox One era, which was shitty, but that's when Microsoft went. So, yeah.
So, in theory, if you aren't a member, you can sign up for Amazon Prime for as little as 1 month to take advantage of the subscription, get 24 games, tell Prime to fuck off, and then play these 24 games. These 24 games are Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
I've
Mafia,
actually heard that's pretty decent.
I mean, it can't be any worse than fucking Avengers.
I mean,
Mafia Definitive Edition. Dishonored Definitive Edition. Duck Paradise. What the fuck is Duck Paradise? I mean, I think I probably prefer the Rubber Ducky fucking game.
Rubber Ducky
Clo-
fucking game.
Yeah, it's a
Oh
sequel.
no.
Quack!
All right. Close to the Sun, Disney Pixar Cars, Bang Bang Racing. I'm gonna sneeze. Snake
Never
Bird
played that
Complete. Miss Holmes, The Case of the Dancing Men.
did you make
Chasm.
that game?
But I think I think these are fucking titles from my machinists. Chasm, The Rift, House of Golf 2.
Chasm.
Chasm.
Chasm, whatever. Look, you need an interpreter for me. So, Tomb Raider Anniversary, Blade of Darkness, Max, The Curse of Brotherhood, Overcooked Gourmet Edition, Gloomy Tales, One Way Ticket, Super Meat Boy.
Ooh.
That doesn't sound gay at all.
Oh my God.
Awesome. It's an awesome game. Talking about it.
Moon Scars, Riot, Civil Unrest, and Elite Dangerous, Sir Whoop Ass, Immortal Death.
I want more information on that game.
We can look this thing up. Jurassic World Evolution, which I have. Mystery Case Files, The Delamere Legacy. Shogun Showdown. Say that 5 times in a row. Amazon Luna Games, Jackbox Party Pack 7. Saints Row the Third Remastered, Moving Out. Endling the Extinction is Forever. Infinite Mini Golf, so 2 golf games. Yeah,
It's kind of weird.
Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition. Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition. X Defiant. Fortnite.
Well,
It's Fortnite is free.
It's free. Yeah.
Lego Fortnite.
Oh God.
Rocket Racing. Fortnite Festival. Fortnite Battle Royale. Trackmania.
Are they counting those as individual games?
Yes.
That's bullshit. Wow.
So there you go. If you have
They
Prime,
were so close.
check it out if you really want to, or if you're a Amazon hating prick like me, you're just going to ignore it. Except for
So
when you
I already decided I don't want Sir Whoop Ass.
Oh.
Well,
Why?
because I just quickly Googled it and went on Steam, and one of the pictures on Steam is this. It's a statue of an angel dabbing.
I mean,
Yeah. So
That was enough, huh? That was a deal breaker.
yeah. So
It looks
It ca-
okay,
but it's got an angel dabbing.
but it's
How
got
much is it?
co-whoop.
Cool whoop
Co-whoop.
ass.
How much is it, guys?
Never
Wow.
mind. Let's get this game.
it's $9 on. It's just
See?
about $9 on Steam.
It's free on Amazon. What do you
Oh,
guys?
free on Amazon. That's exactly what But he asked how much is it, so I had to say.
Yeah, I'm not signed
So
up.
you're it's,
I feel like
it's
this is a
valuable.
machinima, thing we can go. So what that?
Fucking
I'm intrigued.
Big ass sword.
big ass
I'm
sword
intrigued,
regret.
but I'm easily
Awesome.
entertained. So,
I'm down. I want it.
Okay.
I'm easy in that way.
Sir whoop ass.
Yeah, sorry, survival horror fan. The week went really fast as usual. Next bit of news, whatever Sean comes up. No, we've done that, Sean.
I had to bring it back up.
Right, Disney. Where are those fucking
Disney.
Nope. Where is it? I had pages for these things. I separated the pages.
Oh yeah, make it sound like we're waiting on Sean.
Wow. It's
There we
always
go.
my
Right.
fault.
Disney game for all. Yay. So, Disney Music Parade Encore, a rhythm game that was previously announced as a Japan and Asia only release, has been rated for worldwide release. Yay. Disney Music Parade Encore was first announced in August, being developed by Imagineer and will release exclusively on the Nintendo Switch. I thought it was coming for Wii U. In this
It should
rhythm
be.
action game is the same vein as Groove Coaster and Uso, whatever, with players needing to match on-screen prompts in the time with the music. Yeah, great. This game presents itself with various stages that look like Disney theme park attractions. Aren't you excited?
No.
I'm thrilled.
Yeah. But don't say I don't try and come up with some, shit that I don't care about, but I'm going to put it on there. So, yeah.
Wow.
Bibbity boppity bleh.
The game is due to be released on November 21st in Japan, this winter in Asia, with English and language support.
English
It
and
doesn't-
language support.
Yes, because
That is so Asian of them.
Yeah.
With English and language.
Yeah. All right, so that's that one because
Sweet.
no one cares, and I don't care. But,
Wow.
Oh yeah, Doom. Good reason for Nintendo going
Boom!
right. Okay, so programmer Gary Oda Knights got Doom running on Nintendo Alamo. The user posted a video on social media X where they used the dial on the top of the Alamo to move, and the side buttons as keys to scroll through and select menu options. Once a level is loaded in, Gary walks around using the right side button to fire at enemies. Following up on the initial post, Gary elaborated on the process of getting the game running on the fast-selling. Who the fuck is buying this thing? Alamo. Discussing its specs and leaving instructions to get Doom running on the device. Yes, because that's the reason why people want this fucking alarm clock to play.
Why
Doom.
would you do that?
And here is the video that Sean,
Oh God.
edited it, so there's no sound really. Isn't it great?
Why?
I was
I
expecting
mean, why alarm clock?
like a big thing.
I mean, that's it's a running joke that does it play Doom? Like you can play Doom on anything. Like if it's It's
And
a
never
people
thing.
have gotten
that.
doomed to
That's
run on like
so
fucking
dumb.
refrigerators and shit.
Oh, I think they've gotten doomed to run on like
so dumb.
cellular things. Like I don't mean cellular as in cell phone. I mean like cellular
That's
as
it.
in like bio engine, like you know where they're trying to make cells into like computer processing, whatever. I'll figure it out and I'll link you.
Okay.
I just
So yeah,
like
that was it.
I get like developers or whatever, like they want to test their limits and kind of see like what they can accomplish or whatever. But it's like, why would you ever want to play it on something so inconvenient? Like it's got to be a nightmare to try and play that thing on that fucking alarm clock. Why? Or like,
The better question is, why would you buy this fucking alarm clock?
yeah, and that's bullshit. I don't know where
First
you
of
saw that
all-
article that it was selling really well because like you literally can't even buy it unless you're like part of Nintendo's online subscription shit. It's not even open for the public to just buy it whenever they want to. How well can it really be selling?
Mm.
I call bullshit.
But it looks good
Huh?
for what it is. Does it not?
No,
No.
it looks.
Look, I'll be
It
more
looks-
what it
interested when they
is.
get. I'll be more interested when they get Doom working on the Nokia 3310 or something.
On a toaster oven.
Yeah.
On a
I guys
Tamagotchi.
linked you. They got it
Yes.
to play on cells. They got it to play on cells, and I linked you guys.
Okay. Moving on. Germany funding game studios. See, I found some good news. Right, Germany has launched a funding program for new game studios in the country to help them focus on the founding phase and accelerate game development. As reported by game developer, video game startup founders can now apply for the Press Start Games Founding Grant, which will see eligible founders receive €2,750 per month for 18 months. To qualify, founders of or college students must have established a new studio in Germany within the last 18 months or plan to do so in the next year. A jury will choose up to 130 applicants to receive education and networking support. Applicants must also have a game concept or project in early development. Technologies like VR or gamification are also suitable for submission. What the fuck is gamification?
Maybe like AR kind of stuff. I don't know.
Applicants for the Press Start grant are open until November 17th, 2024. So, you know, if you're German, you happen to be having to have a game idea, you know, go for it. But yeah, it's kind of nice that they're doing it.
Their money looks like ours.
It's, yeah, the euros, so.
So colorful.
Why are the numbers so big?
That's ours looks like that too.
I know, but why?
It's plastic. You can tell their money's plastic too.
It's fantastic.
That I totally get, like making the money plastic, because yeah, it's easy to ruin US dollars. They're garbage.
That reminds me how
fucking
our
paper.
social security cards are paper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we don't even have cards anymore. They're just digital. But our birth certificates are plastic now.
Ours are
Like
paper
that,
too.
not like
Maybe.
a card, like that.
Our birth certificates are paper also.
So are they actually plastic or are they coated?
Sorry to cut off this news, but
Can you literally tear it?
it's literally plastic.
That's weird. So
It
you
is
can't tear it.
plastic and it is see-through.
That's crazy.
And it says Jazz Rich.
Yay.
And it's two-sided. Yeah.
Also, congrats.
But yeah, everything's fucking plastic now. So if you accidentally wash your pants with your birth certificate in them, don't worry, it'll float.
Yeah.
Have you done
We
this?
have plastic money too,
No.
so
You've already
I've
done
literally
this?
washed a pair
No.
of pants and there was a $5 in there. And I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, it was fine.
I never have cash, but
Yeah, if you wash your pants here, you're gonna have a fucking pocket full of goop.
it's all you look up the poop. But the thing about plastic money is just like there's two of them stuck together. So when you're like paying with at the counter, you have to like really make sure they're not stuck together if they're brand new.
Mm.
Sorry, I know that has nothing to do with the news, but if you live in Germany and you have like those monies and you're trying to apply for the grant or the funding, make sure your money's not plastic.
Yeah, I just thought it was like some good news. I mean, you know,
That's actually
it's
pretty cool.
Yeah,
I feel like all
encouraging
governments should do that.
younger people, you know, when they get out of college or university or whatever, then they can actually, you know, try to make it.
I just hope that it's like actually like open to the entire community of developers, because they're, especially like government funded programs like this, there's a bunch of them that are popping up, but literally usually you have to be like female or trans or like yeah, you have to fall into one of those categories.
Sean,
Like
no.
Ubisoft has one of these,
No.
Microsoft has one of these, but you have to fall into a category. So like it should be open to everybody who
No,
wants
Because
to
they're trying
learn
to
and
be
grow.
more. They're trying to be more diverse.
That doesn't mean to the exclusion of anyway.
Yeah, like you can't be diverse if you're excluding anyone. Like that's not how that works.
What I'm
Anyway, before we get into a 5-minute segment on that, move on.
That's
Mario
horrifying.
Yeah, I know. Mario had lots of mushrooms. The file size of the November 7th latest Mario RPG game has been revealed to be just under 10 gigabytes. 9.9 gigabytes to be precise. That's bigger than previous Mario RPG games. we're changing RPG to RPG from now on. Right. To which the last RPG release was back in 2018. Mario and Luigi Brothership, coming November 7th, is coming late into the Nintendo Switch's lifespan, and Brothership is being developed by a new team since the closure of its original developer, Alpha Dream. The new co-developers are Acquire. The studio previously worked on games such as Octopath Traveler and Tenchu. Whatever the fuck that is.
Tenchu?
Yeah, Tenchu.
That's interesting. That's like a stealth ninja game.
Yeah, I thought I've heard of it somewhere, but
I have the game manual for it.
Was that the only thing worth keeping?
I don't have the game.
How did you end up with the manual and not the game or case?
I bought it, and I think I had rented the game, and then I never bought it.
So I have a question. How much of the Brothership game do you reckon fits onto the Switch cartridge? The title or the loading screen?
I mean, 10 gigabytes, that's not much. I would imagine the whole game would fit on that. I would hope.
We just, for a moment, take like a moment to shit on the cover of this game. It looks unfinished. Like the white background makes it look like they just gave up painting half of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nintendo's always been kind of simple like that. Like, didn't Breath of the Wild, wasn't it like, didn't it have like a red border kind of around the whole thing? Kind of like, I don't know, just like, it was like bleeding into the box, like the color of the box or whatever. I don't know. It also felt kind of weird to me, like unfinished. But like Nintendo seems to always do shit like that.
I don't remember. Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, I thought so.
No, Breath of the Wild had like the whole like Link standing on a rock.
But that is
The
definitely
whole background.
That is definitely sort of a Nintendo
Oh,
aesthetic
yeah.
to
What
have it
am I
kind of
thinking
of?
clean.
Maybe, is it the second one?
Tears of the Kingdom. I'm trying to find it. No,
No.
because that one too
What the fuck
had.
am I thinking of?
I don't know. There's a lot, but this one specifically makes me think of like
Huh.
those like click to color like games or apps.
Oh, you know what? I think it was like a what is their greatest hits kind of thing. I
Just
don't
like
remember what it's
All-Stars
called.
or
Something like that.
I guess we'll never know.
Yeah. Also,
Okay.
just randomly show you this because it came in the search anyways. I don't know. I don't like the name Brothership. Stupid.
It's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
It's sexist.
They should have just said like Mario and Luigi bros.
Well, it's because they're on a ship and they're brothers. Brothers. It's so fucking
But
stupid.
then the ship gets shipwrecked and they're not on a ship anymore.
And they don't have a
Brothership.
relationship
But
either.
then like the title would have been like Mario and Luigi Brothership, but then on an island.
Maybe they'll get
Plus-
another ship. You don't know.
Plus, that's not a fucking ship. That's just a fucking island that
It's
they're
just
moving
it's just
around.
called Two Brothers.
Alright, so
mushroom.
yeah. That was Mario. Isn't that great for an
What?
RPG?
What? What did you do?
Okay, Resident Evil 9 leaks. If you
She
don't
like
want to know.
There have been a lot of leaks recently, but okay.
What do you mean recently? Like the like the last fucking 6 years?
If you don't want to
I
know
mean,
these leaks that I'm about to say, then turn away until I start clapping my hands. That means you can come back.
I'm listening.
Okay, right. So, leaks and rumors have been reported of Resident Evil 9 from previous credible sources, but these are still just rumors. The new Resident Evil game is rumored to have Jill Valentine and Leon S. Kennedy as the playable characters, with Chris Redfield and Barry Button as support for Jill and Leon over the radio. This is set 4 years after the events of Resident Evil Village. It will be a trilogy
8.
for Evelyn. Great. The Megamycete virus, and it is set to take part on another island with enemies looking human, but with the ability to carry weapons like in RE4. Leon is to look a bit older and sporting a beard. So hence
I hope it's that beard.
I know. I had fun with this one. Whereas Jill is to look the same from her Resident Evil 3 remake encounter and not look older at all. Yeah.
Jill don't age.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, what?
The enemies are meant to be using the moon for powers, and there is talk of clones. Yeah.
Jill's a clone.
Just like
Are you guys
5-year-olds
excited?
writing these games now.
I think I'm a clone now.
And then there's gonna be vampires, and then there's gonna be werewolves, and then he should have a big beard like Santa Claus.
No.
Yeah.
And what if they
I hope
were
this
having
isn't
a big
true,
birthday cake?
I thought they were going to be moving away from that story arc. I could have swore to some official capacity they said that they were done with the whole Ethan story arc.
Yeah, so Ethan's not part of this, but you know.
Yeah, but it's
Evelyn-
still, if Evelyn's still part of it and the Metamycete or whatever the fuck it's called is part of it, that's still part of that whole story arc.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this is not true.
Is it rumored
Let's
to be
just
called
say I'm not in a
Apocalypse?
rush to play this game.
No, I think Apocalypse has been the rumored name for a while because you can fit the 9 in there somehow. I don't know. I'm still hoping this isn't Resident Evil 9. I hope this is the real Resident Evil 8 and it has nothing to do with this garbage. That's my hope.
I might buy it if Leon actually has that white beard and looks like fucking Santa.
Huh?
Yeah.
And he does that the whole time. Huh?
What?
Where's Claire?
Oh,
There's-
Jill!
Are you Ada?
There's more leaks and rumors, but I didn't want to go too far into it. So I'm just like,
What's
yeah,
the timeline? Like, what time is
4
it in
years
Resident
after
Evil?
Village.
Okay, yes, but like,
I literally wrote it on the thing.
yeah, yes,
That's why
yes.
Jill's yelling.
I mean, what year is it currently in the land of the residents? You know what I mean? Like, is it?
I think Resident Evil 5 was set in 2012. Or
Okay.
no, that was
Tony.
Resident Evil 6. So I think that was a few years after that.
So we're just about nearly on track with real life timeline. Is that what I'm understanding?
I think this might be about 2018, something like that.
Okay.
But I'm sure
Yes.
Sean's looking at that.
Yeah, so Survival Horror fan said that, I understand that she was experimented on and stuff, but not having Jill age is just ridiculous. How do we feel about this whole Jill thing?
Prediction. I'm telling you, Jill is a clone. The
Okay,
end.
so in two ways, I feel fine with Jill, but perhaps if they just didn't ruin her character from the pre-remake, because in the original Resident Evil, she was calm. Yes, she would lose her cool a bit, but she wouldn't swear and do all this bullshit. So I feel her character has changed. And then when this is after the events of Resident Evil 5, when she's been horribly scarred from the thing that Wesker put on her. There's no scars or whatsoever. And even after that, after Resident Evil 5, when Chris and Shepard took off the dice, Jill's cool and collected again. So why jump from that to Jill going in free going, fuck, swear, shit, motherfucker?
How different are you from 10 years ago?
Me?
Well, no, the
Yes.
problem
Or
is like there's
Any of
a
us.
there's a like a
I have more
separation,
hair.
like in the remake, like that's supposed to be younger Jill, and like they completely changed her character, and now like that's the canon that they're going with moving forward. But she's the only character that they're doing that with. All the other versions of the characters are from the old timeline,
Yeah.
but they're like
She was too
shoehorning in
powerful.
this Jill for some reason, and it just makes no fucking sense.
They nerfed
See, I
her in a
would've-
way by changing her personality.
It would have been fine if it was a new character or something. Just don't call her Jill.
Yeah, it's just weird. There's nothing wrong with the reimagining of Jill or whatever. She's a good character. Everything's fine about it, but it's not Jill. It's not the Jill that we knew from before. It's somebody else, but
Janet.
she's Jill. Like, what the fuck?
Maybe it's a clone.
Yeah.
I'm
maybe.
telling you. I'm telling you. Trust me.
Chris should be a clone
I-
too.
I have good predictions, and
Just clones
especially
running
if
around
she's
all over
not
the place.
she was grown in a vat, especially if she's not aging.
I could see the whole Chris being a clone thing, because if you think about the events of 7 and 8, it's just like, yeah, I could see that being a clone.
Yeah, I used to have that perspective too, but they officially debunked like that being a different Chris. That is canon Chris. It's just like pretend he doesn't look that way in 7 is basically what
Yeah.
they're saying, which is stupid. But yeah, so you were right, or you were almost right, Alec, about Resident Evil 6 taking place in 2012. It takes place across like a year almost, I guess. It ends in 2013. Or no, it starts in December 2012 and ends in July 2013. And then 7 takes place in 2017. So it's 2021 is Resident Evil 9.
Wesker was the real Coney.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
are we counting Village?
No, but I'm just saying, like, you were trying to figure out when this takes
Yeah.
place. So that's what Wikipedia says, that it takes place in 2021.
I mean, I guess if this is going to be 9, that would make sense because that would make it take place current day or current year.
So they're putting that in 2025.
Yeah. We don't count Village though.
At which point Jill is supposed to be like 50 or something.
Mhm, it's fucking stupid. Like other people got infected with viruses and they all aged.
Sherry doesn't look very old. I mean, she doesn't look 12, but she doesn't
Yeah,
look.
she aged up quite a bit from a kid.
But she doesn't look like 30.
Yeah, but Jill looks the same.
Yeah.
Like a day hasn't passed in like what 20 years.
Yeah, she should look like RE5.
Yeah, like I get slowing down aging, but eliminating it. Come on, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Plastic
Yeah.
surgery.
That's
Alright.
gonna suck.
Clone
That's all I
shit.
know.
All right, we're done talking about Resident Evil 9.
You're cloning around.
Come back.
All right, so Jazz has a news. Two
Well,
newses.
Did Alec have any other?
No, that was it,
I
right?
done.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Give me one
I
second.
have one news, and the other one is the trailer. My bit.
Yeah, first you got this one.
Uploading news, Jazz. Yeah, so unfortunately, I have some bad
Oh,
news
yeah. Mhm.
that I surprisingly knew about before Sean. Tony Todd, passed away this week at the age of 69.
That
Who?
sucks.
Yeah. On November 6th, this Wednesday, this is the iconic actor who made his mark in the horror genre from his role as Ben in the 1990s Night of the Living Dead, which is the first time I ever saw him, to
Me
his
too.
iconic, irreplaceable part of the Candyman in 1992, as well as the following sequels of the series and other roles, obviously. He guest starred on a lot of shows, some of which we knew, like Xena, Angel, Charmed, X-Files, and a lot more. I know a lot of people would say that a lot of actors guest starred in those shows, but Tony Todd had such a unique acting style and a unique voice. The way that he could, like his emotions that he could play, and the way that he could project his like, just like his, like, look on the right, that's like a shot from Night of the Living Dead. Just like the emotions he could express through his acting just made him that much more memorable. So if you've seen him in one of these shows, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's the guy who played Candyman. Like I would be able to be like, oh hey, Candyman. And I can't do that with a lot of actors because I have problems with recognition. So he was that memorable. He also had a very unique voice. His acting even crossed into the world of video games. He voice acted for titles that we know, like Back for Blood as Dr. Rogers, Layers of Fear. I don't know who he voiced in that. Spider-Man 2, he was Venom, and a few more. He was involved in several upcoming projects that some are still in pre-production, some are complete. Little projects, some might be bigger, I'm not sure. Some of them he was listed as rumored. Don't know if we're going to see him in any of those titles that are when they come out. If we do, I hope it's something good, because it would be good for him to have, like, for his legacy. It'd be good if they weren't shit titles
Yeah.
when they finally come out. Following the news, like just really shortly after the news of his passing, Virginia Madsen, his co-star in the Candyman horror series, paid tribute to Todd in a video posted on her Instagram. Sean has it here. We're gonna just play it here. You can see the emotions. This sad video.
Oh no.
Oh no.
1 second.
She noted that she didn't really know what to say.
You were saying?
No, that was just like she like, you could tell she was at a loss for words because this is shortly after.
Oh.
Hey, you guys! I just found out about Tony, and I don't know what to say right now, but anyway. I know about it, but I will say more about it. My beloved Candyman. Anyway, thanks for your kind wishes. Bye.
Like, that's somebody who was in like all the sequels with him in the series. So, and you could see from the movies, like, they had a really good like chemistry between them for the roles. So you could tell they worked really well together and they were really good friends. A day or so ago, so probably over 24 hours ago by now, along with a picture of their characters from the movie where they looked, I think they were dancing. It was the black and white one from that picture. Madsen posted a message on her Instagram or X, I'm not too sure, posted more, as she posted as follows, quote, Tony Todd, a truly poetic man, a voice that made it easy to swoon. Thanks to Bernard Rose, we really created a gothic romance. It's why the film lives on, which is true. A gentle soul with a deep knowledge of the arts. He enjoyed the fans and was never shy when it came to fans approaching, wanting photos. A rare actor who allowed himself to be open to the public attention. Wish I had seen him on stage. I will miss him so much and hope he haunts me once in a while, but I will not summon him in the mirror. And then there was a little bit more, but it was hard to interpretate or whatever. But yeah, so the industry and horror fans of the genre really lost like a big name, a legend.
Yeah, that sucks. It makes
Alec
me
looks
sad.
so confused.
Yeah.
The Candyman. How could
I
Wow.
love the
Never seen it.
Candyman movies. They're so good.
I know there was a lot of like horror movie, like different horror movie shirts at GameStop, and I was like, how come there's none Candyman? Like, but that would have been really good timing.
Yeah, it sucks. It's like you said, he's just like one of those actors that's like so unique and iconic that you know
Yeah.
just he's gonna leave a void that like nobody else can really fill because he's just so different. And he was such a good actor. Like you mentioned Night of the Living Dead. Like every time I watch that movie, like the 90s remake with him in it, it just like it blows me away, like the amount of intensity and emotion that he has in that character. Like he just puts everybody else in that movie to shame. It's insane.
Yeah, it's like just the like he's talking to her and like he can see like how scared she is and stuff, and like you can see like his eyes tearing and he's like
Mhm.
so emotional, and I'm like, holy crap, like that was the first time I'd ever seen him, and I'm like, Jesus. Yeah, and in Final Destination he was in the first one when they first go see him, but then like in one of the sequels they go back and it's him again as the mortuary guy. It was so funny. He's just like freaking throwing bodies in the fire and trying to scare them. Talking about death. Like his he had such a good voice. But yeah. It sucks.
That makes me sad.
Yeah. Sometimes there's bad news.
Every once in a while.
But yeah, I wanted to bring it up because he did some video games. Like I didn't, well, honestly, I've played a little bit of the Spider-Man games just here and there because sometimes they were free, but I didn't realize that he was like Venom. Like that's such a big role.
Yeah, I didn't know he was Venom either.
He voiced a lot of bad guys. Like
yeah, he was kind of typecast.
Yeah,
which sucks.
Well, he had a
Does
lot
he
of
have-
good roles too, but
Did he have Cool Ranch Doritos?
yeah, probably
How many bags?
69. One a year.
Uh,
But like he, according to his wife, he died at home after like a long, like he had a long going illness. So like he was at home at the age of 69. That's still young. But...
yeah, it's
What
not
a
fair.
age.
What an age to go.
69. But yeah, that was that
That's
little
Popo.
news. Popo.
You got one more?
The other one was my trailer bit.
Yeah.
Killer Bean.
Killer Bean.
As soon as I saw that picture, my head just goes spoodaloo. Killer Bean is a game that is on a coffee bean. It is a amazing looking game. So we're talking about like all these stupid ass like squirrel with a gun and like games like Goat Simulator 3 that skipped 2 because it wanted to.
And then did a remake.
Yeah.
What?
Stupid games. And so I found Killer Bean. I don't remember how I came across it, but I'm happy I did. It's not currently out, but you can add it on your wish list right now. So a bit of the story of Killer Bean, after being betrayed by the Shadow Agency and learning the truth about their evil ways, Killer Bean has made it his life goal to destroy them. Yet this is easier said than done, as Killer Bean will face armies of enemies and mysterious shadow beings who are better trained and more powerful than him. There are shadow beings.
Fucking shadow beans. They're decaffeinated.
He's caffeinated. This is a first-person / third-person roguelike shooter, so I'm assuming that it gives you the choice. Or there's parts that are in first person, some in third, I'm not sure. Every time you start a new single-player campaign, everything changes. The locations change, the missions change, the characters change, the bosses change, and most of all, the stories change. The story changes. Characters who you trusted before might turn against you. Enemies who you tried to kill might end up helping you. Simple missions can turn into deadly traps. No two campaigns will be the same. It's
That's a
totally
lot.
procedurally generated missions and story packed with plot twists and surprises. You can upgrade your character with skill rewards. There's different factions of enemies who all dislike each other. So that's always fun. There's ragdolls and physics combat galore. Ragdoll physics! Lots of vehicles to drive and lots of weapons to try. Main characters that roam the map will either help you or hurt you. They're just roaming around. No date has been announced yet, but as I mentioned, you can add it to your wish list already. The developers, which are called Killer Beans Studio LLC, so this is obviously their first game. They intend to release the game as a work in progress with early access for 18 to 24 months, developing it with the feedback of players. This should provide enough time to add a vast variety of content and also add key features like Steam Workshop. Because the story of the game is in procedurally generated, it's such a big word, is generated at the start of each new campaign. A large variety of content would be needed to ensure that every campaign is always different. Early access will allow players to play a core campaign while also contributing their own ideas they would like to see in the game for future variations. So the developers are really planning to take the players' input and considerations in put that into the game. Major updates will occur every 2 months during early access only. So the early access will eventually become the full version, but once the game is fully released, there will not be any more major changes. So it's not a game that's going to constantly be like, hey, you bought this game, well, guess what, now it's going to change and additional content. They plan on doing that during early access, and then that's it. So far, like, everything I read about it, everything I saw about it looks great, but I have a trailer to show you guys. The music that's in the trailer is just like, I'm hoping that it's the kind of music that you're going to have in the game. But yeah. I'm going to bring this down so I can see the trailer too, because I love it. Killer Bean. I know he looks like a little ball. Imagine drinking so much coffee and then playing this. So great. Like Tomb Raider with a bean.
Zombies.
Yeah, so it's already on my wish list. It's like, yeah, it gave me a lot of Tomb Raider vibes and a lot of like Max Payne with the slowing down kind of style.
It looks like it plays really well.
Yeah, when he's jumping in the air slow motion and just like shooting, like that's Tomb Raider to me. Just like how you can shoot one and then it shoots. It also when he's walking in the street and there's just beans everywhere, I'm like my thought process was it's like Saints Row, except you have like a mod where everything's beans. And
That'd be a great
it
mod.
just looks so silly and I absolutely want this game.
Yeah, I can't remember. I remember it came up in the news cycle quite a while ago. Did we talk about it? I might have passed over it. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Do you remember it, Alec?
No, I don't.
Okay, I must have skipped over it.
I've had the picture ready for like a month and a half.
Wow.
I just brought up like other games first, but Killer Bean.
Yeah, I think it came up in a really heavy news week, and I probably ended up skipping over it. But I thought it looked really stupid and like squirrel with a gun, kind of dumb. Good
We
game.
like our stupid games.
I mean, they're the best.
Yeah, so I'll have it in my wish list, and as soon as it tells me that it's coming out, I'll update you guys.
I've added it to my wish list as well.
Great.
Is it console too, or just PC?
Right now it's just saying PC, but I mean we've had things switch over and branch out, and
I feel like the nature of it kind of lends itself to more of a PC game with like all the like random elements, like the procedural generated, like everything. Like
yeah,
you don't see a whole lot of that in console games.
yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. Either way, it's not like we can't get it on Steam.
Exactly.
So yeah, cool. It looks good.
Killer Bean.
Killer Bean. All right, now I got one. And are you ready for some bad news?
Oh, please.
It's my specialty. Dragon Age: The Veilguard is pretty much propaganda, and BioWare knows it. BioWare and the Dragon Age dev team have been working hard to control the narrative surrounding the release of its latest title. The game has seen a lot of controversy for a multitude of reasons, mostly in terms of pushing trans and non-binary ideology as an integral aspect of the game's characters and narrative over a compelling and interesting characters and story. This is not in a passive, inclusive nature, but more in an aggressive, in-your-face kind of way. One clip that's been going around has an interaction between two of the game's party members, Isabella and Tash. Tash previously and dramatically makes a point that they are non-binary. Then later, Isabella misgenders Tash, then proceeds to act embarrassed and apologizes and then punishes herself by doing a bunch of push-ups. It's a 4-minute long scene, and we're going to watch a couple of minutes of it just to get an idea of what it looks like, but it's pretty fucking awkward.
So, Tash pries the enormous ruby out of the statue's eye socket. Except then it wakes up, and now it's real pissed that it's missing an eye.
Oh, my. What kind of statue is this? Big snake. Not bad.
Not bad? It's a giant snake. What would have been better than that?
Dragon.
Maybe. I've seen dragons, though. Never a giant snake.
And now we've got a giant, angry, one-eyed snake statue trying to swallow Tash whole.
Wait, how does that work? Where would they go? Did it have a stomach?
Wait for it.
Best part is, while Tash is pounding that snake's nose, she's still holding the ruby in her other hand. Maker's panties, I was so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it, sorry.
What are you doing?
Pulling a barb.
Oh, okay.
a barv?
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune, from one of our old members, Barv. Good guy, but like most of us, his plans went sideways a lot. Bad blood among your crew's not good for morale, but there's not always time for big, drawn-out apologies. So, when one of us screws up and we know we've screwed up, we do a quick 10 to put it right. Pulling a Barv. Oh, there we go.
Any reason you can't just apologize?
Sometimes people say, oops, sorry, and hope that fixes it. But they just want to get the whole thing over with. Trust me, I know. But pulling a Barv, you sweat a little. Makes you think about it a little more. Shows the other person you mean it.
What if they mean it when they say they're sorry, though?
And that's the other reason. Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them. Oh, I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose. They feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better.
Oh, okay. Yes, some people might do that.
Pulling above puts it on the person who screwed up. They made the mess, they fix it, done.
Opinions,
So, was that
opinions,
in
opinions.
every Dragon Age game?
No.
No.
Though, from what I understand, the previous one, what was it? I can't remember what it was called. Inquisition. I think that one had a little, like one line or something like that, but I'm not too sure. But like that's the thing. Those games have always been like more organically inclusive. You could create your character, you could be gay or straight or date whoever you want and stuff like that. There wasn't restrictions on how you could play your character, and that's how it should be. Like if you're a guy and you want to date a guy, totally fine. Same thing if you want to be a guy and date a girl or two girl, whatever, like you could do that. Like there, it was built within the structure of the game to by default be inclusive to everybody. Like you don't need to make scenes specifically pointing out things like this. It's just fucking awkward.
You know what it feels like? I hate to say I hate saying this because I am all for inclusion. But it feels a little bit like preschool television. You know what I mean? Like the kinds of shows that are teaching you how to have manners and how to do this and how to do that, like for literal preschoolers, like teaching a person, like teaching values.
I mean, right there, that's a problem. You shouldn't be teaching values in a video game. This is supposed to just be fun entertainment where you go and you slay dragons and shit. Like why are we teaching these messages?
On the other hand, it I mean, good valid points, but why?
No, that scene absolutely. I was trying not to make a Sesame Street joke because it was like, wouldn't you just apologize? Apologizing doesn't really. It's like, oh, I get it. We're all
Sesame Street.
It's like really like you should hear like the happy music in the background, like little puppets talking to each other, and then one person standing there like, yeah, it's the fact that they like animated that whole scene. Like I get the message, but like. And real quick, I just want to say I went on IMDb because I was like, oh, I recognize that voice. So I want to see like who is that? IMDb's description of the voice, straight up, this bold, heroic adventure is built to deliver on what Dragon Age is best known for: rich storytelling, fantasy world building, companions and fellowship, and a world where you matter.
Oh God!
Right there.
There it is.
They're right there. Ow. And at the bottom, there's a big ad that says, "Never had a boyfriend."
Wow.
Ads, perfect ad.
Also, whatever, didn't do 10 push-ups. It was like...
Yeah, she didn't even mean the apology. Yeah. And again, like this is just like one thing. This shit is all over the game.
It would have been better if they wanted to include that inclusion. It would have been better if, let's say, she made the mistake and then got the stink eye from somebody else and then continue on, like instead of like a whole.
All right. Let's just put it this way.
So what is the demographic? Who is the demographic? What age group? What demographic is it? Is the
I'm pretty sure it's rated M.
All right.
What were you saying, Al?
I was just going to put this to bed. So I have met trans people. Some used to be friends with me, back in the day with other partners and yada, yada, yada. So I had trans friends. And they would just be like, just like me, as a gay person, it's like, yes, we want to be included, but that's not the only thing about us. Just like, just don't make it a big song and dance about it. Just be inclusive, but don't make it the main thing.
Yeah, that's my thing too. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not like, you fucking trans people. It's not like that. It's just like, we need to treat these people like people. They're people, not objects to be worshipped or shat on. They should just be treated like other human beings. And I would imagine that they would want that. Like who wants to be singled out that way? I would feel awkward.
I
Just
feel
want
like
to be seen as normal. So,
there
I
should be
wouldn't
no.
want be around me to be uncomfortable about like how they talk around that too. And that's the kind of message that this is portraying. It's like they even went out of their way to shit on the people apologizing, and they make it about them. And it's like, what the fuck?
I mean, the argument.
How are you supposed to win?
Well, there were valid points made, but I feel like the points made were valid, but I agreeing with Sean, they have no place in the game. The game should not be messagey like that, in the sense that if there's any messaging, it should just be directly, like, in a way, implicit, like a natural evolution of, like, maybe make around and find out, do this shitty thing, recognize that you do this shitty thing, and so you
But that's the thing too, like, no shitty thing was even done. Like, it was just a whoopsie daisy and I'm sorry, and we drew it out for this whole fucking conversation where it's like it was just a literal like, oops, I said the wrong pronoun, my bad, we're done. And you could have been good.
That was written in, that mistake was of course deliberately, written in order to
embrace it, don't shove it down people's throats. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just don't make more mess. Don't.
It's only a big thing. It's only awkward if you make it awkward.
Messages.
But it's funny too, because we were talking about like how shitty fucking like Saturday morning cartoon special, whatever the after school special kind of bullshit this is. Like, it had that vibe, and like this is why well, it's one of the many reasons, but this is a reason why this kind of shit is problematic, because like you have the writers that are focusing on injecting shit like this rather than actually compelling writing. Like they've put this in here, but is it written well? No, it's written like it's fucking a bunch of fucking children wrote it. It's terrible. So instead of like focusing on writing and interesting characters, which you could have topics like this in there that are handled appropriately and have actual inclusion in that way, but instead they go out of their way to make it this thing, and as a result, the writing suffers. Like, what the fuck? But anyways, this isn't even the main point. The reason I didn't want to pass by this week is because it's how BioWare is handling the game's public reception. BioWare had playtesters of the game prior to release, where many journalists and content creators gave feedback on the game. Anyone who had any criticism to the game for any reason seemingly wasn't given a review code. Big content creators within the RPG community that have large audiences were not given codes, while smaller creators with low numbers, as low as under 100 subscribers, were getting a code. So it seems like people get codes based on either their ideology or their glowing positivity of the game. So either you had no problems with it, it was 100% AAA game, you get a code, or you get an early access code, or your ideology is in line with what ours is, you get a code. That's fucked up. That should not be how, like, you shouldn't be manipulating the media that way. You should have both sides of the aisle have honest opinions both ways. That's how reviews work. Even worse is that a Spanish-speaking streamer, Natalia Serenova, proved this bias is true by lying to BioWare, saying that she was a non-binary woman, though that's not true, to get a code, and it worked. She did get a code, and she played the game and reviewed it. She blasted the game on Twitter for a variety of reasons, saying, quote, terrible graphics, boring and monotonous combat. They want to copy God of War in a bad way. The game does not run at a constant 30 frames per second. It drops and the screen freezes when there's too many NPCs. Many of the dialogues are noticeably made with AI. I don't know if that's true or not, but it kind of seems like it sometimes. Very linear. The options lead nowhere. False free will. The creator of the characters focused on the trans and LGBT community. The character moves very robotic. They lack animations. The script doesn't make sense. Neither do the quests. Too much focus on homosexuality, lesbians, drags, race swap everywhere. She concluded the review with, it's a fucking piece of garbage as an RPG. Stay away from this game. Don't even buy it on sale. It's a pile of putrefaction created by people who have no fucking idea about video games. Uninstalled already. Fuck your mother. I mean, it's pretty aggressive, but
Wow.
I mean, I get her frustration.
Fuck your mother.
Especially like the only reason she got a code is she had to fucking lie to fucking be included to deserve a code. And here's the kicker. For posting her opinion about the game on Twitter, BioWare struck her account and her account was locked for having a negative opinion. Luckily, she was able to appeal the strike and her account was reinstated without the strike. But that just kind of shows you where BioWare's at. Like, it's a fucking opinion. People are allowed to have those opinions. Like, who the fuck are you to be like, no, you need to lock your account because you had an opinion that we don't agree with. Like, you can't control people like that. People can hate your game. People can have a negative review about your game. Deal with it. But like, clearly they tried so hard to control the conversation by handpicking, like, oh, you get a code. Oh, you get a code. You get a code. Oh,
Everybody
not
gets
you.
a code.
Not you.
Yeah,
You have a bad
you.
opinion. So, and if you look at the review for the game, it's really high. And guess why that is? Because they fucking manipulated it. Because clearly this game has a lot of problems for multiple reasons, but they don't want people talking about that. So yeah, no bueno. Don't buy that game. It's no bueno. And that's all the news that I had. So Alec, I'll turn it back over to you.
Okay.
All right, motherfuckers, it's game time.
Yeah.
Time for 8-bit.
I've forgotten to shorten that. Right. So we're going to do 8-bit.
All right.
Full screen.
All right, so we've played this game a few times now. So just tell me what the bits of the 8 bits are from, and if you can identify who they are, that's great.
Well, the first one is I want to say the dad from Monster Hunter because it was the dude. It was the dude in the Machinima challenge, the general or whatever.
Yeah.
But I made him the dad.
Yep. So he's technically called the commander from Monster Hunter World. So yeah. All right, number 2.
Yu-Gi-Oh person.
It's
don't
from
know.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I don't know any of the character names except for Yugi. That's all I got.
Whoa.
It's O, yeah.
I thought his name was Yugi.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's O.
Yeah, but he was saying, oh,
That's the other guy.
as
Oh.
in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Get fucked. Wow.
Survivor Horror fan says 7 Sattler RE4.
What games are cell shaded?
Yes, you are right. Survivor Horror fan, that is Sattler from Resident Evil 4. So, yeah. The stretched out eye when he goes.
Hey, from a game I played.
3 is Marvin.
3 is Marvin.
The hero of our time.
Yeah.
I know 5 is a Killer 7 person, but I don't know any of their names.
Well, Lee is correct. It is Harmon Smith for Killer 7. Bit
there you go. I think 8's the health drink from Silent Hill. Maybe.
That is correct.
Who is the nun with the fucking rocket launcher? What the hell?
Rocket Nun.
Rocket Nun shooting your asshole.
I don't know. She reminds me of a character from Doctor Who.
It's not Doctor Who.
No. But did we get 4 yet?
No. Lee, you're correct. It's
from Heavy Rain.
From Yu-Gi-Oh! Game.
Rex Raptor.
Yeah.
Number 4 is the kid from Heavy Rain, isn't it?
Yep.
Is it Jason?
Jason!
It is Jason.
Nice.
Jason. So it's just 6 to go.
Good job.
I don't think I've ever seen that before, but it's amazing.
I want to name her Mary or Mercy.
Nuns with guns. I don't think she's a nun.
No? Looks pretty nunny to me.
I just try to double click it.
Wow.
You ever try and pinch and zoom like print in a book?
I'm just trying to fucking Google it.
I mean, I would.
All right.
I could. I will. Watch
So,
it. Is that cheating?
Bit 6 is a saint from Hitman Absolution. I couldn't tell you what name it is because I haven't played the game for a while, but yeah. And I wasn't interested to look up the name. It's just like one of the saints. So this is like close enough. All right. Do you guys have a game?
No.
No game, only Pictionary.
All right. So we go into the next game and final game. Who said that?
Oh, get out of here.
Who said that shit? I'm gonna be so mad if no fucker tells me.
Said that shit.
I do. All right. So I will give the AI voice is going to quote a character. You have to tell me what it is and where it's from. Here's the first one.
Quote 1. I am the one who rules over nature. I shall destroy and hate mankind.
Oh. What is going on?
Yeah,
Doing whatever it wants right now. What the fuck?
I'm going to say God of War.
Can you play it again?
Yep.
Quote 1. I am the one who rules over nature. I shall destroy and hate mankind.
God of War. I'm just
Is
saying.
that it sounds like some shit from Devil May Cry 5. But I don't remember his name. I mean, technically I think it's Virgil, but that game's complicated.
Any more guesses?
Metal Gear.
Carmen.
Ooh, Lee has a good guess. The Emperor, House of the Dead 2.
God of War.
The answer, which Lee has got correct, it is the Emperor from House of the Dead 2. All right, next one.
Quote 2. As soon as the meal is served, lift the plate up, bury your face into the food, and then climb on the table and pretend you're a deranged monkey. Be advised this is considered bad manners.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Oh, me and Lee have. Do
And it's
again?
some obscure ass game then, because that only you and Lee are gonna know.
Quote 2. As soon as the meal is served, lift the plate up, bear your face into the food, and then climb on the table and pretend you're a deranged monkey. Be advised this is considered bad manners.
Just what in the heck? Don't know that game, but
Something with the word aliens in the title.
with the what? Alright, I'm going to spare you from the misery. It is Army Man RTS. Lee got it right again. Yeah, people are going to accuse me of thinking Lee's like behind.
Why is that from an Army Man game?
For the PS2. I don't know.
Such a random line.
I know, but it was fun. This is considered bad manners, yeah. Alright, next one.
Quote 3. You stick the pointy end into the machine. Quote 3. You stick the pointy end into the machine.
Horizon.
Ah. Teaching how to kill?
I got nothing.
I have a feeling it's like Aloy being super sarcastic about like showing someone how to use the spear.
Makes
Chat.
sense.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jazz is correct. It's Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn.
Because somebody was like, I would know how to use this, and she'd like stick the pointy end into this machine. Like I could hear her saying it.
All right, quote 4.
Quote 4. How could you? You killed my boss. What do I do now? I can't let things end this way. Since I have the upper hand, having the girl and all, I'll press my luck. You wait here.
What?
Quote 4. How could you? You killed my boss. What do I do now? I can't let things end this way. Since I have the upper hand, having the girl and all, I'll press my luck. You wait here.
You don't know it, have a guess?
Doesn't sound familiar to me.
My boss.
I want to say Final Fantasy VII Remake just to say something.
Fuck off. I was doing so well, then it's like 2 fucking bikes in the background.
It's Cold Fear.
I could kind of see that being Yakuza, like Lee said.
All right.
I said Lee said first.
Right, I'm afraid no one's got it. It's Wild Dog from Time Crisis 1. All right. And the last one, guys.
Final quote, and I'm going to throw my shit at you. A huge supply of Tish comes from my chocolate starfish.
What?
Try to have fun with this one. So.
Final quote,
No.
and I'm going to throw my shit at you. A huge supply of Tish comes from my chocolate starfish.
No.
I got nothing.
Conkers.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard that either. I think that would have stuck with me.
I don't think anyone should hear that ever.
Imagine someone singing it.
That's a clue?
Yeah.
And it's a game?
It's from a game. A very adult themed game. for the N64.
Conkers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they gave it away. It is the Mighty Pooh from Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Well, I said Conkers.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I don't know the whole song.
Yeah.
It's quite a funny song to hear, so yeah, good times.
I only know
Right.
the beginning.
I still
Okay.
haven't played that game, unfortunately.
Let's get round to it. All right, let's do read your comments, and then we'll do mission and thing.
Machinimas.
The following game contains
No,
the first
that's it.
clips of
No, we're not doing that game.
What?
I was kind of hoping like read your comments will be like me. There we go.
Read your comments.
I found
read
it.
your own comments, motherfucker.
Alright, video source. The Adventures Extremely Terrified Cowgirl trailer by the Ward Productions, found on Shayla's YouTube channel.
Coming
Alright.
soon.
Wow.
Alright.
Okay.
Comment 1 from Fad Adel 3 NCY729. Why do they come up with these random ass fucking things? Who can I find this game? I did not miss, this rose from the gun. So,
Who can I
question 1. Anyone make sense of that?
Who can I find this game?
Yeah.
Who?
Okay.
Can I find this game?
The question
so,
is
who
no.
can I find this game?
You cannot find that game.
Well, you're talking to the band, the Who. Who can I find this game? All right, getting to question 1. What is the game and where can you find it?
My name is
Haunting
Jessica.
Ground and Nowhere.
I found it in CEX twice.
Yeah, I mean, it pops up every once in a blue moon for like fucking $200 or something, but it is not a common find.
My name is Jessica.
I think I've seen, since it released, I think I've seen it in store maybe twice. Ever.
Yeah. All right, comment 2 from Tyrant T003. That's a much easier name to fuck up. Right. Comment, haha, very funny. The ward is back. The ward is back. Yeah.
God, when was that posted that we were gone and then we came back?
When you died.
Oh, yeah. Which time?
All right, question 2. Will Haunting Ground come back?
No. Nobody bought that game. That's why you can't find any copies of it.
Do you think a Machinima might come back at some point?
Yeah, it's on the list.
Under $400. You can't find it under $400. I found it.
It's definitely something that I want to do. I've always wanted to. Like, I was really excited about making that Machinima. It's had a lot of plans for it, and everything went to shit, and then I wasn't able to do it, and then it just got kind of lost in the wayside. But
Please
it's still
you're gonna voice Belle's voice in that.
No, I promise. Or wait, who?
Belle, isn't that? The
Oh,
character?
yeah.
I eat paper.
It's Fiona or something. Or no,
Yeah, Alyssa.
Alyssa.
Jessica.
Pete, who knows? And
What?
question 3: when did Sean become a back?
When did I become a back? I wasn't aware of this.
Or who?
When a mommy and a daddy love each other very much,
Yes,
then Sean becomes a...
I thought I was getting educated here. Carry on.
I have been attacked. It has happened.
Cough. Dual
I
season
literally
2, cough. You want to get that CD into Survivor Horror Fan.
Do they mean when will Sean be coming back? That's what I'm reading. When will Sean be coming back? Oh, Sean never left.
I think I'm here. I think I
No,
came back.
I was referring Sean to be, becoming an actual back, like a spine. But yeah, okay, ruin my joke.
Wow. I got the joke, Alec.
Beast with two backs? Oh, no.
All right, let's wrap it up with Machinima Showcase.
Was that loud as fuck?
Yeah. Machinima!
Okay. I need to fix that. It sucks because some of the clips, it doesn't allow me to adjust the volume like in the app. So I have to like re-render that video, which is fucking stupid. Yeah.
Lee says you're a clone, so good job. You could be in the next Resident Evil game.
Oh God!
If he's a clone, then he'll never age.
All right, just as we started last week, a new segment called Machinima Showcase, a segment of the show that talks about machinima parody makers outside of the Ward Productions and outside us, obviously, because we wants to see Machinima grow. This week we got Rabtoons, a cartoon animation style channel on YouTube that has been going on for 13 years, has done Machinima parody on Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Final Fantasy in a Nutshell, and other games. Raz and Bullydon Toons had even done streams on how to make their content and still making content even today. I think the latest one was episode 2 of Resident Evil 2 parody. So have you guys heard of Rabtoons?
I've come across a couple of their videos from time to time. I think I've seen some of the Final Fantasy VII and some of the Resident Evil ones.
Mm-hmm.
Long ago. Though, to be fair, just so you know, this isn't a machinima. but I did mention that we would include like parodies and stuff like that because there is a lot of interesting parody content out there that we can check out when we're running low on machinima.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little bit of both.
Because it kind of fits into the degree, and it's just a cool animation style thing, which you will see in a minute. So I sent Sean a link to an old version of Silent Hill 4. Called Silent Hill 4 in 3.5 minutes /old. So yeah, let's go watch that one. Help! Frank, I'm stuck in here. Frank!
Get a job, you hippie!
Anyone hear me? Hello?
Mommy, why is that madman banging out his window?
I don't know, son. Maybe he's insane. Just ignore him. It's almost like no one can hear me. Hey, a random hole in my bathroom. Clearly, I need to climb into it.
Hey, hot stuff. Help me out here, and I'll give you a special favor.
Are you a hooker?
Yes.
Bitchin'! Are you okay?
Yeah, Henry. I'm fan-fucking-tastic.
Awesome. So, can I have that special favor now?
Oh, God.
Go on, then. Make it quick.
No help or anything. Oh. Hello.
Fuck.
That's a fine
Ada?
piece of ass. Yeah. You bend over and... Okay, yep. No, that's enough spying for today. Receiver. Whoa, hey, no. I do not take it in the ass. Shut up! God. gonna comment on this? Shut up, this is serious. Okay, just follow me through this hole. Yep, good. We're almost there. Hey, baby, how about some early morning Damn it! Okay, if you're not gonna leave, you're gonna have to pay rent.
You're it, Henry. The last of the 21 sacraments.
You know, instead of making Eileen walk into that thing, you could have just pushed her.
Oh? Oh, silly me. Oh, Henry. You and your big mouth.
Shit. Well, looks like I'm getting a bad ending.
Shit.
Wow.
The burping down the stairs.
But that's in Silent Hill 4. It's like you take down that enemy and it burps like that.
I heard about the burping enemies.
So what do you guys think? If you haven't seen Rabtunes, do you think you might tune in for some more or something?
Yeah, I've actually always meant to go back and watch other stuff that they did when I saw the Resident Evil one. So now's the opportunity, or now is a good chance for me to go back and check out their catalog. And you said they're still making new stuff?
Yep. I think
Cool.
the last one was only a month ago or something like that.
I wonder if they'll do something for Silent Hill 2 remake. That'd be funny.
So as Lee says, Rabtunes does have a Patreon. I did have a fumble look through, and they have a Discord. So if you go for their Patreon, you get into the Discord. So yeah, some point I might have to check it out. See if we can work out a kind of collaboration at some point. But even for just me a bit, because they can animate, and like in one of my machinimas, on like there's got to be a donut, and it gets eaten by a certain someone. So
yeah, I'd like to also collaborate with somebody that can animate. I think that'd be really fun. And I've noticed too, like not so much these days, but it used to be like people would animate and like their voice actors would be kind of so, or like they'd be really strong in like one department and then kind of weak in another. And I always thought it'd be cool to kind of work with somebody like that to kind of like combine talents to make like a more cohesive project. But yeah. Some of the, I don't know if you watch some of the early like Resident Evil parody like Flash animations, but sometimes like the audio quality and the voice acting in those was so shit, but like the writing and like the animation was so funny. Like I always wanted to like contribute to something like that. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
But Flash is long dead.
Newgrounds, rip.
The good old days. And I actually also have a Machinima 2 because I was thinking about it. I saw Alex, and I'm like, that's not Machinima, and we're only 2 episodes in, so I figured let's do a Machinima as well.
You failed, Alex. You suck.
No, it was a good. It
adjacent.
was a good pick. I just feel like we should build up to that a little bit. Maybe we'll do like 5 Machinimas, and then we'll throw in like an animated parody or something, because it is the Machinima segment after all. But yeah, I didn't research a whole lot about nuclear productions. They're kind of new-ish. I found them when they were doing a Resident Evil 2 Machinima parody. I think they did it inside of what is that Half-Life editor?
Gmod?
Steam, or is it Steam Forge? No, I don't think that's right. It's not Gary's Mod. It's fuck, I can't think of what it's called. Anyways, there's a specific editing software that's used with Half-Life, but it's not Gmod. It's something with Steam in the name. But anyways, but yeah, they make a bunch of really funny Resident Evil 2 parodies. I think they did some Resident Evil 4 ones. And as I was going through their library, I came across some PUBG ones that were fucking ridiculous. And I thought we'd check out one of those.
think I remember this now.
Rapunzel?
How did it come back? Winner, winner.
Gave him this.
Chicken dinner.
It's beautiful. I mean, that's PUBG right there. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking pan.
And it's Source Filmmaker is what it is.
Well, I have that.
Yeah. There you go.
I think I remember seeing one of them like has a banana or something. They throw it and ends up killing everyone. Something like that. I don't know.
Oh, by them, by Nuclear Productions.
I don't know if it was them, but it probably looks the same kind of style. So yeah, I'll have to.
Yeah, there's so many videos that are they all look similar to that because they are made in Source Filmmaker. They all have like the same. I mean, they're all using the same engine, so they look similar. Yeah.
All right. Wow, I think it's time to wrap this bad boy up. This has been episode 255. Thanks for joining us. If you have enjoyed the podcast or any other content on the Ward Productions, please do consider helping us by sharing our content with your friends, enemies, loved ones. Smash the fuck out of that like button, subscribe for more, and if you can, check out the Patreon /The Ward Productions to get exclusive content. That would be great. Find us on the Ward Discord. Have a great week, or don't. I don't care. So long, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Blah.